I still remember the way Dr. Sarah Mitchell closed Emily's file. She looked at us and said, "The treatment will take months. There will be medication, regular testing, follow-up visits, and a long recovery." Emily squeezed my hand. "Months? Most likely. How much will all of this cost?" Dr. Mitchell hesitated. "The billing office can give you exact numbers. Right now, I want you focused on getting better." I nodded. "We'll handle it." Emily looked at me, but I could already see fear in her eyes. Outside the hospital, she broke down. "Daniel, we can't afford this." I pulled her against me. "Don't think about money." "How can I not think about it? We barely cover rent." "Then I'll earn more." She stared at me. "You already work full-time." "I'll find something." "No, Emily, I don't want you killing yourself because I'm sick." I kissed her forehead. "I'm your husband. We're going to get through this." At the time, I believe those words made me strong. Within a week, I found an evening warehouse job. Richard Hale, the shift manager, looked over my application and frowned. "You already work somewhere else?" "Operations supervisor, 7 until 4. "And you want to work here from 6 until midnight?" "Yes." "Why?" "My wife is sick." He studied me for a moment. 3 nights a week. 5. 4. "I need 5. Each outside." "Fine. But if you start dropping boxes because you're half asleep, I'm sending you home." "Deal." It wasn't enough. Medical bills arrived faster than my paychecks, so I started making deliveries on weekends. My life became alarms, coffee, traffic, loading docs, receipts, and hospital invoices. Marcus cornered me at work one afternoon. "You look terrible." "Thanks." "I'm serious, Daniel." "So am I." "Thank you." He blocked my path. "How many hours did you sleep last night?" 4. "That's insane." "I'll sleep when Emily gets better." "You're going to collapse before she recovers." "I don't have another option." "Yes, you do. Ask for help." "From who?" "Family. Friends. Anyone." I shook my head. "This is my responsibility." Marcus stared at me. "She's your wife, not your debt." I hated that sentence. "She needs me, and she'll need you alive." I walked away before he could say more. Rachel was worse. My younger sister came over one Sunday while I was preparing to leave for deliveries. She grabbed my wrist. "You're shaking." "Too much coffee." "You've lost weight." "Free diet." "Stop joking." "I have to go." "No, you have to sit down." "Rachel, you look sick yourself." "Emily is the one who's sick." "And apparently that means you're not allowed to be human?" I pulled my wrist free. "Every shift pays something. Every delivery pays something. That's all that matters right now." Rachel's face softened. "What about you?" "I'll be fine." I kept saying that. At first, Emily waited for me. I'd come home after midnight and find her curled on the couch. "You should be sleeping." I'd whisper, "I missed you." "I missed you too. Come sit with me." "I smell like a warehouse." "I don't care." Those moments kept me moving. Then they became less frequent. One night, I came home and found her bedroom light off. The next night, she was awake but staring at her phone. "Hey," I said. "Hey." "How was your day?" "Fine." "Did you eat?" "Yes." "How was the appointment?" "Fine, Daniel." I paused. "Are you okay?" She put down her phone. "Why do you always question me?" "I'm asking about your day." "It feels like an interrogation." "I haven't seen you since 6 this morning, and I'm tired." "So am I." "Then go sleep." I stood there, confused by the coldness in her voice. A few days later, I met Nathan Reeves. I opened our apartment door and found a tall man standing in my kitchen with Emily. She smiled awkwardly. "Daniel, this is Nathan. We went to college together." Nathan extended his hand. "I've heard a lot about you." I shook it. Wish I could say the same. Emily frowned. "Nathan has been helping me." "With what?" "Appointments, groceries, things." Nathan gave a small smile. "Just helping a friend." I looked at Emily. "You never mentioned him." "I didn't think I needed permission to have friends." "I didn't say that." Then don't make it weird. Nathan cleared his throat. I should leave. After the door closed, I turned to her. How often is he here? Emily crossed her arms. Seriously? I'm asking. He's just a friend, Daniel. He's here more than I am. Her expression hardened. Whose choice is that? I felt something inside me crack. My choice. You chose all these jobs to pay for your treatment. I never asked you to disappear. I stared at her. I thought I was helping us. She looked away. I don't want to fight. Neither did I, so I swallowed it. 3 weeks later, Richard called me before my warehouse shift. Don't come in tonight. Conveyor system broke. Can I help with inventory? Daniel, take the night off. I drove home carrying takeout, thinking Emily might be happy to see me. The apartment was empty. Emily? Nothing. Then I saw her medication on the kitchen counter, untouched. I checked the time. She should have taken it 2 hours earlier. I called her. No answer. I called again. She answered on the 4th ring. Daniel? Where are you? Silence. Emily? I went out. Where? Why? Because your medication is here and you're not. I forgot it. That doesn't answer me. Where are you? Another silence followed. Then I heard a man's voice in the background. I knew that voice. Nathan. My fingers tightened around the phone. Emily, I whispered. Are you with him? She didn't answer. Behind her, Nathan laughed. I stared at the untouched medicine and suddenly forgot how tired I was. For the first time, the bills beside me did not look like proof of love. They looked like evidence of something I feared deeply. I barely slept after hearing Nathan's voice on Emily's phone. When she finally came home, I was sitting at the kitchen table with her untouched medication in front of me. She stopped in the doorway. Why are you still awake? Where were you? I told you. I went out. With Nathan? She sighed and dropped her purse onto a chair. Yes. At midnight, he drove me to get food. You couldn't tell me? Daniel, I was tired of sitting inside. I'm not asking why you left. I'm asking why you hid it. I didn't hide anything. You ignore my calls. I wanted one normal night. Her voice sharpened. I stared at her. I'm working myself into ground so you can get better. And I'm supposed to stay locked in this apartment because you're paying bills? That's not what I said. It's what you mean. No, you're treating me like a prisoner. The accusation hit harder than I expected. I leaned back. Emily, I'm scared. So am I. I come home and you're gone. Your medicine is sitting here. I hear another man laughing behind you. What am I supposed to think? You're supposed to trust me. I looked down. Trust. That word still mattered to me then. I'm sorry, I said. Her shoulders relaxed. I shouldn't have questioned you like that. She moved closer. Nathan is just helping me. I know. He's my friend. I know. She kissed my cheek. Then stop making this into something ugly. I nodded. That apology became my greatest mistake. Over the next several weeks, Nathan became part of our lives without ever asking permission. He took me to my appointment. Emily told me one night, "Why didn't you call me? You were working." I could have tried to leave early. And lose money? I had no answer. Another evening, I came home and found grocery bags on the counter. Who bought all this? Nathan. He paid. He said not to worry about it. I forced a smile. That was nice of him. Later that week, I arrived after 11 and saw his car outside. He was sitting beside Emily when I walked in. Nathan stood. Hey, man. Hey. Emily looked tired. I had a rough night. Nathan added. She called me. I set my keys down. Why didn't you call me? Emily looked at me like I had asked something unreasonable. You were at work. I'm still your husband. Nathan raised both hands. I should go. After he left, Emily whispered, Please don't start again. I swallowed every question. I told myself I should be grateful. Then the small cracks started appearing. I took Emily to see Dr. Mitchell one afternoon because my supervisor let me leave early. Dr. Mitchell opened Emily's chart. We need to discuss the missed visits. I looked at Emily. Missed visits? Dr. Mitchell glanced between us. 2 appointments. I thought she came. Emily answered quickly. I rescheduled. Dr. Mitchell frowned. You didn't reschedule both. My stomach tightened. Afterward, in the parking lot, I asked, why did you tell me you went? I forgot. You forgot 2 appointments? Daniel, I've been sick for months. I'm allowed to forget things. I paid for transportation those days. She turned on me. Are you checking my spending now? No. Then stop acting like an accountant. A week later, Claire Dawson from hospital billing called me. Mr. Carter, I'm reviewing your payment plan. Is there a problem? No, but you've been making extra payments toward the procedure. Yes, I'm trying to get ahead. There was a pause. Has your wife spoken to you about the postponement? I sat straighter. What postponement? The procedure was delayed several weeks ago. How long? Almost a month. My hand tightened around the phone. After the call, I waited until Emily came home. Why didn't you tell me the procedure was postponed? She froze for half a second. Then she said, I didn't want you worrying. I've been working extra shifts for it. I know. You knew. I thought it was still scheduled. I was going to tell you. When? She looked away. Soon. Something inside me changed. I didn't argue. I started listening. Marcus noticed before anyone else. We were eating lunch at work when he said, You don't believe her anymore. I stared at my coffee. I don't know what I believe. Then don't explode. I'm not planning to. Good. Get facts. What if the facts are worse? Marcus leaned closer. Then at least you'll stop lying to yourself. Our anniversary arrived on a Saturday. I finished my delivery route early and stopped at a small jewelry shop. I need something simple, I told clerk. For your wife? Yes. I chose a silver bracelet with a tiny heart charm. It wasn't expensive. It was what I could afford. I drove home imagining Emily's smile. The apartment was empty. I called her. No answer. I called again. Nothing. Then I called Nathan. Straight to voicemail. My phone buzzed. Rachel had sent me a message. Daniel, don't panic. I'm sending you something. A photograph appeared. Emily sat across from Nathan in a restaurant. Her hand was inside his. I called Rachel immediately. Where is this? Daniel. Rachel. Where? She gave me the address. Please don't do anything stupid. I won't. I drove there with the bracelet still in my pocket. For a second, I opened the door. I imagined walking to their table, dropping hospital receipts between them, and asking Emily which part of our marriage had been real. Then Marcus's warning returned to me. Get facts. I stepped back from the entrance. Rachel called. Are you there? Yes. Do you want me to come? No. Daniel, please. I said I won't do anything stupid. My voice sounded calm. That frightened me more than anger would have. Through the restaurant window, I saw them laughing. Nathan leaned forward. Emily didn't pull away. She kissed him. I felt nothing at first. No rage. No tears. Just silence. I looked at the bracelet in my hand. I had worked 3 jobs for her. I had apologized for doubting her. I had defended her inside my own mind. I placed the bracelet back into its box. Then I whispered, Now I need to know how long you've been lying to me. I did something Emily never expected. I pretended I knew nothing. When she came home that night, I was sitting at the kitchen table with the bracelet hidden in my jacket pocket. She avoided my eyes. You're still awake? I wanted to make sure you got home safely. I told you I had an appointment. With Dr. Mitchell? No, another clinic. Nathan drove me. I looked directly at her. I hope it went well. It did. The lie came so easily that my chest tightened. Watching her kiss Nathan had hurt. Watching her lie while looking into my eyes hurt more. The next morning, I called Rachel. I need your help. With what? Money. Are you in trouble? I don't know yet. That evening, Rachel sat beside me while I opened months of bank statements. She pointed at the screen. What's this account? Our medical account. I transfer money there after every paycheck. And these withdrawals? I thought they were hospital payments. Daniel, some are cash withdrawals. I stared at the numbers. 200, 500, 800. Again and again. Rachel whispered, "Call the hospital." Claire Dawson answered the next morning. "Mr. Carter, I can explain charges issued by us, but I can't identify private transactions." "That's enough. I just need to know what the hospital actually received." Claire reviewed the account with me. This payment was legitimate. "Okay. This one, too. And the procedure? Insurance covered part of it." I froze. "How much?" She told me. I nearly dropped my pen. I was told we owed the full amount. "According to our records, your wife received the updated estimate." When? 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks. I had taken 20 extra warehouse shifts during that period. "Thank you, Claire." Afterward, Rachel said, "You need a lawyer." "I'm not filing for divorce yet." "I didn't say you were. You need to know how to protect yourself." She introduced me to attorney Olivia Grant. Olivia listened without interrupting. When I finished, she folded her hands. "Do not access Emily's private accounts, messages, or devices without authorization." "I won't." "Save records you legally have access to. Joint statements, bills, receipts, insurance documents." "Can I move my salary?" "Your future income can be redirected into an individual account, but don't drain shared funds impulsively. We do this carefully." I nodded. Olivia studied me. "Are you looking for revenge?" "No. What are you looking for?" "The truth." "Good. Truth is useful. Revenge makes people careless." For 3 nights, I organized everything. The numbers told a story Emily never had. Restaurant charges, hotels, shopping, a weekend resort, transfers carrying Nathan Reeves's name. Thousands of dollars were gone. Money I had earned while surviving on coffee and 4 hours of sleep. I finally confronted Emily. I placed one statement on the table. "What's this?" She glanced down. "A bank statement." "Where did the money go?" "What money?" "Don't do that." Her jaw tightened. "Medical costs are complicated." I checked the medical costs. Her face changed. I continued. "I spoke to billing. Insurance covered more than you told me. Treatments were postponed. Yet money kept leaving this account. I bought things we needed. Hotels." She went silent. "Restaurants." "Daniel." "Transfers to Nathan?" She stood. "Why are you investigating me?" "Did you spend any of it on Nathan?" She froze. That single second answered me. Then she exploded. "You were never here." I stared at her. "I wasn't here because I was paying your bills. I was alone. I worked 16 hours a day. I didn't ask for that. You accepted every dollar." Tears filled her eyes. "Nathan listened to me. So did I whenever I was conscious. He made me feel normal. And I made you feel what? Sick." The word stunned me. She covered her face. "Every conversation with you became medication, appointments, bills. Nathan talked to me like I was still a woman." I lowered my voice. "Did you sleep with him?" "No." I remembered her kissing him. "Nothing physical happened?" "No." Another effortless lie. I nodded. "Okay." She stared at me. "That's it. For tonight." 2 days later, an unknown number called. "Is this Daniel Carter?" "Yes." "My name is Victor Reeves. I'm Nathan's father." My grip tightened. "Why are you calling me?" "Because my son has been stealing from more than one person." I met in a quiet hotel lounge. Victor looked exhausted rather than angry. He placed a folder between us. "Nathan has debts." "How much?" "Enough that I froze his access to our company accounts." I opened the folder. There were transfers, loan notices, and messages. Victor tapped one page. He convinced Emily to help him. I read Nathan's words. "Once the business launches, we'll finally have our own life." Another message asked her for $5,000. Emily replied that she would find it. My stomach turned. Victor said he was selling her a future because he needed financing. I kept reading until I saw the dates. I stopped. This can't be right. It is. This message was before Emily's condition got worse. "Yes." I read another, then another. Nathan had been telling her he loved her before my second job, before the warehouse, before the endless deliveries. I had spent months believing my absence had pushed her toward him. It hadn't. My absence gave them privacy. My sacrifice gave them money. But their betrayal had started while I was still coming home every evening. For the first time, I stopped asking what I had done wrong. I closed the folder. Victor didn't comfort me. I was grateful for that. I looked at Victor. Why are you showing me this? Because Nathan used my company too. You expect me to trust you? No. His answer surprised me. Victor continued. Verify everything. Call your lawyer. I'm not asking you to protect my family. What do you want? I want my son stopped before he ruins more lives. I looked at Emily's messages again. One sentence stood out. Daniel thinks the treatment costs more than it does. I read it twice. Emily had known what I believed. Victor simply pulled another set of printed records from his briefcase and placed them in front of me. His expression hardened. Daniel, there's one more thing. Your wife wasn't only giving my son your money. I stared at the new records Victor had placed in front of me. What am I looking at? Files my son showed potential investors. I scanned the pages and felt my stomach drop. They were internal financial projections for my company. I looked up. These are confidential. I know. How did Nathan get them? Victor held my gaze. Emily. For a second, I could not breathe. That's impossible. Is it? I thought about the laptop on our dining table. I had used it after work, answered emails, reviewed reports, and sometimes left documents open while I showered or slept. Victor tapped one printout. Nathan told investors he had access to private market data and pending contracts. He wanted to make himself look connected. He could damage my company. Yes. He could destroy my career. Yes. My hands curled into fists. Victor lowered his voice. I can make some calls. We can contain this quietly. I stared at him. No. Daniel, think carefully. If this becomes public, Emily could face consequences too. I spent months protecting Emily, I said. I'm done protecting lies. I called Olivia before leaving. She met me and Marcus at my office that afternoon. Olivia spread the documents across a conference table. Daniel, do you recognize these? Yes. Did you give Emily permission to share them? No. Did you give Nathan permission? Absolutely not. Marcus cursed under his breath. I looked at him. How bad is this? If Nathan already circulated these, leadership needs to know now. Olivia nodded. Exactly. No deleting messages. No contacting Nathan with threats. No trying to recover anything yourself. I understand. My director joined us 20 minutes later. I explained everything. When I finished, he leaned back slowly. You should have reported the missing information sooner. I didn't know it was missing. Can you prove that? Olivia answered before I could. We can establish access times, device records, and Daniel's work schedule. My director looked at me. You realize your position may be reviewed. I do. That hurt more than I admitted. I had worked 3 jobs to save my marriage. Now that same marriage could cost me the career that paid for everything. The next evening, Emily was waiting when I came home. She stood beside the table. You talked to Victor? I put down my keys. Yes. Her face went pale. What did he tell you? Everything. Daniel. The money. Nathan's debts. The messages. My work documents. She covered her mouth. I stepped closer. How much did you give him? I don't know. You know. Daniel, please. How much? Maybe 12,000. My chest tightened. And my company information? He said he only needed examples. Examples? He said investors wouldn't take him seriously. So you gave him confidential documents? I didn't understand how serious it was. You didn't ask. She started crying. I was stupid. No, you were dishonest. I know. Did you have an affair with him? She looked down. This time, I would not let silence protect her. Say it. Yes. The word landed quietly. How long? Months. Before your condition got worse? She closed her eyes. Yes, I laughed once, but there was nothing funny in it. So all that time I blamed myself. I never asked you to blame yourself. You didn't have to. You kept telling me I was never here. I was lonely. You were already with him before I started working nights. I know. Then why say it? She cried harder. Because I wanted an excuse. At least that was honest. I asked, what did Nathan promise you? A future. What kind? He said when his business succeeded, we could leave everything behind. Everything meaning me? She whispered, yes. I turned away. Behind me, she said, Daniel, I never wanted to hurt you. That sentence killed the last piece of hope I had been stupid enough to keep. I face her again. You watch me leave this house every morning exhausted. You watch me come home with swollen hands. You knew why I was doing it. She said nothing. You knew I thought I was saving your life. Tears ran down her face. I'm sorry. I reached into my jacket and placed the unopened anniversary bracelet on the table. Emily stared at the box. Her face changed. Where did you get that? I bought it for you. When? Our anniversary. She looked at me sharply. No. Yes. You were there. Outside the restaurant. Her lips trembled. You saw us. I saw enough. A knock at the door. Emily froze. I already knew who it was. Nathan walked in after she opened it. He looked between us. So you told him? Emily whispered. He knows everything. Nathan looked at me. Daniel, this is what you think. I almost smiled. That line is a little late. He turned to Emily. Pack a bag. We're leaving. I said, with what money? Nathan stiffened. What? Victor froze your access to the family accounts. His face drained. You're lying. Call him. Nathan pulled out his phone. No answer. He tried again. Then he looked at Emily. What did you tell my father? She stared at him. Nothing. You had to tell him something. I didn't. I stepped between them. Investigators are reviewing your financial conduct too. Nathan's confidence cracked. He pointed at Emily. This is because of you. Her eyes widened. Me? You kept pushing for more money. You asked me for it. You said you could get it. Emily recoiled. I watched her finally understand. Nathan had loved her loyalty, her access, and her money. Maybe not her. She looked at me. That old instinct appeared in her eyes. Protect me, for once. I felt no need to rescue her from the consequences she had chosen with her own hands alone. I didn't move. Nathan stormed out. Emily grabbed my sleeve as I turned toward the door. What happens to us now? I removed her hand. There hasn't been an us for a long time. Several months passed. I learned about Nathan's downfall through Olivia. She called me one afternoon. The investors pulled out. All of them. Enough. His deal is dead. I leaned back in my chair. What happens now? Civil claims. Financial investigations. Possibly more, depending on what investigators prove. And Victor? He's refusing to rescue him. I was silent. Olivia asked, Does that surprise you? A little. Victor gave Nathan opportunities. He isn't giving him immunity from consequences. I looked through my office window. Once, hearing that Nathan had lost everything would have made me smile. Now I only felt tired. What about Emily? Nathan stopped contacting her. Of course he did. The moment Emily lost access to my money, my documents, and my protection, Nathan disappeared. A week later, my director called me into his office. Close the door, Daniel. I sat down. He placed a report on his desk. The internal investigation is complete. My stomach tightened. And you're cleared. I exhaled slowly. We confirmed you reported the breach after discovering it. You cooperated fully. There's no evidence you intentionally shared confidential information. So I keep my job? He smiled slightly. You keep your job. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just change your passwords. For the first time in months, I laughed. My divorce moved forward. Emily's health improved significantly. Our marriage didn't. Then one evening she called. Daniel, what is it? Can we meet? We have lawyers for everything else. Not about the divorce. I almost refused. Instead, I said, 30 minutes. We met at a quiet cafe. Emily looked healthier than I remembered, but somehow smaller. She sat across from me. Thank you for coming. What did you want to say? I'm sorry. I waited. She didn't blame Nathan. She didn't blame her illness. She didn't blame my jobs. I lied to you, she continued. I used money you earned. I betrayed you before you even started working those extra shifts. Then I made your absence sound like the reason. I looked at her carefully. That's true. I know that now. You knew it then. She lowered her eyes. Yes. That answer mattered. Not enough to repair anything, but enough to make the conversation honest. She whispered, Nathan disappeared. I heard. The moment everything collapsed, he stopped answering. I'm sorry. She looked surprised. You are... I don't need you suffering to make what happened to me real. Tears filled her eyes. Then she asked a question I once desperately wanted to hear. Could you ever forgive me? I thought before answering. Yes. Hope immediately appeared on her face. I stopped it. But forgiveness and reconciliation are different things. Her hope faded. I don't want revenge anymore, Emily. But I won't become a man who destroys himself just to prove he loves someone. She nodded slowly. Then she reached into her bag. The silver bracelet box appeared between us. I found this after you left. She pushed it toward me. I think it belongs to you. I pushed it back. No, Daniel. Keep it. Why would you want me to? Because of what it means. She stared at me. That anniversary, you made a choice. You chose Nathan. Her eyes dropped, and I made one too. What choice? I stood outside that restaurant and said nothing. She looked confused. I thought silence meant control. I said, sometimes it does. But sometimes silence is fear disguised as patience. Fear of what? Accepting that my marriage was already over. She wiped her cheek. I stood. Keep the bracelet. Remember what choices cost. Goodbye, Daniel. Goodbye, Emily. I walked away without looking back. 2 weeks later, I quit the warehouse. Richard stared at my resignation. You finally came to your senses? Apparently. What about weekend deliveries? Done with those too. He smiled. Go sleep for a month. I almost considered it. That Friday, Marcus found me leaving work at 5. He checked his watch dramatically. Who are you? Very funny. No warehouse. No. Deliveries tomorrow? No. He grinned. What are you going to do with all that free time? I thought about the question. For almost a year, every hour of my life had belonged to someone else. My employer, the warehouse, customers, hospitals, Emily, bills, fear. I smiled. Figure out who I am when I'm not saving someone. Marcus nodded. That sounds like a good job. It doesn't pay much. Benefits are probably better. I laughed and walked outside. The sun was still up. That felt strange. For months, sunset had meant another shift. Now it meant I could go home. No warehouse uniform waited in my car. No delivery route waited on my phone. No medical bill waited for me to solve it alone. I walked slowly. I had believed my third job was keeping my marriage alive. It wasn't. And somewhere along the way, I had taken on a fourth job I never needed, trying to earn the love of someone who had already chosen to betray me.